your tail. So the first thing you can do is just see if you can isolate that tail tap. So we can approach what seems not flat, but more of a neutral shape. And you should feel some more stiffness here. We're going to then make sure our lats, our upper body, are engaged. And you can think about screwing your shoulder blades back and in. And rock forward and back so you can feel the weight in your hands and the weight in your knees and your feet. Take a step in. Exhale and create some stiffness and brace. I always tease, I might come around for a little jab, give you a little poke, and make sure that's on. Okay, kids at home, you can get them to test it out, or a willing partner. So we've found our spine, created a bit of stiffness, found our lats, created a bit of stiffness on the exhale, or on the sniffle, and feel that get a little tight. And from here, we're going to try and reach out as far as you can. You can make a little fist, hold for 2 or 3, and come on back in. See if you can sweep the floor, and go out again. So the goal is to keep this shape, and add to that stiffness with this reach. Sip in, add to the stiffness. If it's hard, you might notice maybe you've lost your shape. We gotta bring a hand back down so the hands are right under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. So we switch sides. Find my spine, create some stiffness. Use your breathing to punctuate the movement and make sure you're really nice and stable. Making sure your eyes are looking at your fingers and not up. That'll change your spine position. If you got a line down the center of your mat, picture not moving side to side on it. These muscles back here, your glutes should engage, muscles in your shoulder. You're trying to get parallel to the ground, not above, but just parallel. And if you can really brace and create some stiffness, you can connect with this movement very differently. You should feel muscles around your torso, the obliques that attach around your back, maybe stuck in your shoulders, and hopefully a little bit in your glutes. And that's a way to deepen in and make the bird dog far more effective. You're going to start with your knees bent, just in front of your body. Your shoulder and your elbow are stacked. You can play a palm flat or make a fist, whatever feels most supported. Again, we want the weight not in your elbow, but in that full forearm and hand. So there's a bit of a roll forward to start to get that weight forward. From there, you're going to squeeze your butt cheeks together and drive up. Now, unless this is easy, if this is easy, pardon me, we can work from here into a leg lift variation. So your mission is to find a nice straight line through your nose, through your belly button, through your pelvis, into the floor. Knees are stacked, butt squeeze. If this is easy, or if it feels funny, look to the shoulder position or that roll. So if it's easy, you're probably leaning back. If it's tough, you might have that elbow too far in. So making sure you got your sweet spot. Think about screwing and packing your shoulder, make sure that feels stable. Squeeze the butt cheeks, and now we're in. A little forward roll. All right? From here, we extend the leg, find our nice straight line, and do some lifts. The goal of the lift here is to feel some muscles in the sides of your hip working, as well as to challenge this. Every time your leg comes up, your body wants to dip down. So you gotta keep that nice straight line. I'm more comfortable with a fist. And this feels pretty easy, not too bad. Make sure you're rolling forward, slide the one leg forward, and extend the leg in behind. So now we got a nice full plank. If it feels easy, you're probably up, so make sure again you roll forward slightly. If you got this down, you can use your hands for some support. Work your lift. If that's tough, drop to the knee again. Keep working the lift, or just working a hold. Quick little breathing. Come on down, we can take a rest. The obliques string all the way around, so expect to feel some work in that lower back quadrant, but not on your spine itself. So those tissues around there should be getting some good work. If it feels easy, roll forward, and you should get a bit more of the anterior grab in there too. So again, deepening the side plank is more about playing with the angle, usually in the roll, to make sure there's the right stress on that whole lateral chain of tissues. From your lat, through your obliques, all the way down into your hips. Time for another little deep dive. We're gonna look at the bridge, the back bridge, or the hip bridge. So this exercise is generally driven to, or used to drive your glutes and maybe pick up a bit of a hip flexor stretch and also train your core to stay nice and engaged. So oftentimes when we work the bridge, we hyperextend the hips and hyperextend the lower back. So where we're going to start is try and use that pelvic tilt we've talked about to flatten your back into the ground a little bit. Not crushing it, but bring it towards flat. From there, push your feet into the ground, squeeze your glutes, and drive up as high as you can. With the squeeze, you might feel, you should feel a bit of a stretch or some activation in your hip flexors, especially if they're tight. So coming down, make sure you're still in that nice shape, and squeeze. So finishing here versus finishing here. This is lower back extension. This is hip extension. We're trying to train your glutes for hip extension to protect your knees and lower back, and trying to train your core to resist hyperextension. So we're down. Good. And since we've nailed this and we've got this position locked in, we can take a look at your feet. If your feet are further out, it's going to be more hamstrings and a little harder to balance and manage. If your feet are closer in, it'll be a bit more glute and easier to get up there. So from this feet closer in position, maybe just out of reach of your hands, we'll dial this up now and try and march. So you're going to have to use your lats, anchor yourself in the ground, and try and pick one foot up and put it down. We'll step in and put it back down. You might feel one side tougher. Maybe when you pick up your right, things want to drop. We're going to pick up your left, you're nice and dialed in. Pause as you need, reset, create some stiffness, squeeze up. Maybe work 2 or 3 on one side. Make sure you feel dialed in. So you'll notice me using my breathing in a really punchy fashion. That's to get as much drive out of those abdominals as I can to help them talk to the opposite hip. Again, this is a core exercise from a deep sense. So working the connection between your leg and the rest of you. So one side might be tougher. Feel free to pause, do a couple reps on the other side to get your brain into that sensation, and then come back. The mission is resisting the drop and resisting the twist on this drill. And if you're feeling really up to it, and it wasn't too bad, we can drive into the single leg bridge. So from here, you're going to keep your knee closer to your chest, basically in line with your belly button, and drive up. So now we're getting some more work through the leg that's driving. If it's hard on your lower back, you're likely losing that leg position. So make sure this comes back. It'll help that spine stay in line. You might even have this here for some help, but then you lose your arms. And if your arms are on the floor, your lats are active, you get more drive out of exercise. This is much tougher. So play around with that option if everything else feels good.